So I have a confession to make. I can't ride a slow wheelie. So what I wanted to do today is just make myself uncomfortable. So my plan is to crash a couple of times and to try to see if I can get up to balance or close to balance. One leg on, probably, not both leg on, but I'm going to give it a try both. And I'm just going to see how I do. So you're with me on this journey to try to just learn how to do a slow wheelie. So I'm probably going to sacrifice my bike a little bit, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to really try to push myself to be uncomfortable. So let's see how it goes. So I'm going to stop for a couple of observations. One, I have a lot more work to do. Two, I find it easier when you get the clutch out to the grabbing point and just stay steady on the throttle without giving it gas, and then slip the clutch. It gets it in the air a little quicker. Now, I'm finding that I have to get on the brake a little bit to bring it back down. But that's normal as you're starting to find the balance point. I can ride a faster wheelie. This requires a little more technique and finesse. It's fun to do, but there's a uncomfortable level as you start to get up a little off of the ground. But I said that I was going to push myself to some discomfort today, so I'm going to keep trying to do that and try to keep getting it a little higher. As long as you find the brake pedal, you can keep things from going a little overboard or awry. It's just a matter of consciously keeping your toe on that back brake lever. The power curve on my Beta would make it a little easier to do this, I think. It has just a little more off the bottom and would get the wheel up a little easier and more controllable. But this is getting there. I broke the rule there and took my foot off the back brake. Let's try a different camera angle. So the reason I get going okay, and then I end up having to power, is because I get to the balance point, I'm getting a little bit scared, and then I'm letting it down, and then I need a power wheelie or more engine power to pull up the front. It's just a matter of learning and getting more comfortable. The one thing to notice is I haven't looped out or really even came close to looping out one time so far. As long as you find that back brake, as long as you maintain a finger on the clutch, you'll keep the bike from going over, and it eliminates a lot of the fear. Now, I haven't put my second foot up on the foot peg yet, so that's just a matter of me being more comfortable. I feel like I'm getting a little farther each time, and as you stay airborne, it gives you a better feel for the engine. You know, like how much throttle input you need to give and how much brake tap you need to give as you keep going. So again, I'm a novice at this, but just relaying my input. So a couple things are starting to happen here. One is I'm running out of runway here. This little plot that I had before I get to the brush, I'm starting to use that up. That's a good thing. The other thing that's happening is I'm starting to think a little less about what I'm doing and just flow a little more naturally at the start, and that's helping a lot. Rather than tension at the start and then too much throttle input or whatever. So I do seem to be improving a little. As I force myself to keep my right foot on my foot peg, you can see what's happening. Rather than just coming off the peg and going straight, I start to turn or circle to the left where I'm leaning. That's okay. I'm not really focused on the direction at this point, just feeling comfortable with the wheel up higher. So hope that gives a good view of how this is to try to progress. Starting not to panic as much as I feel like I'm learning what the bike is going to do. I really would like to try my beta at this because I feel like I'm getting stuck sometimes because the bike wants to bog when I apply a little bit of back brake, and I want to be going throttle and rear brake at the same time, and I can't get the bike to respond the way that I should. Now, a better rider would be able to do that, I realize, but where I am at my skill level, I can't seem to get it just. more happy with that result right there, where I only went a couple of feet, because I was able to use balance to keep me up with a little bit of throttle input, and I was able to use the back brake for keeping me from getting into trouble. Whereas when I rode a little longer, I was having to use power to keep the front end up, and that's something I don't want to do. So I'm going to call it quits there for today. I think that was an okay first session. I was feeling more confident at the end that I wasn't going to get hurt. I was starting to run out of the little runway that I have on good wheelies. Also, I was starting to get up to balance point without fear. So good start. I think the next time I come down here, I'm going to bring the beta down and see if it makes a big difference or not. I feel like where this bike wants to stall at the top of the wheelie, that the beta might be a little easier to keep going. But we'll see. We'll prove that out. Didn't want to wreck the beta just yet, but I seem to be okay on this bike without doing too much damage. Maybe a rear fender every now and then. We'll see. But hey, thanks for watching. If you see what I'm doing here and you have any tips for me, please share them. Share your experience and how you learned how to slow wheelie. Thanks for watching. Take care.